Hello, I'm BX Toycat, and welcome back to Seed Sunday. Seed Sunday is a weekly series I run on my channel where I show you seeds, Minecraft Xbox and Minecraft PlayStation, which are particularly unique and worth checking out in some way. And this week's seed is very, very unique for a bunch of reasons, which honestly kind of blew my mind as I explored it, because I went into this with reasonably low expectations. I saw the massive endless ocean and was like, oh no, that's never a good sign. But in fact, what I found was very cool and it's just amazing. And in short, basically it has three amazing things at the spawn. First of all, the biggest mushroom island I've probably ever seen, especially on the console edition. This thing is just massive and is one of the biggest ones you'll ever find in the console editions of Minecraft. So yeah, massive mushroom biome, way bigger than it probably ever should be. But what's even cooler is the biome underneath this island is actually way bigger than the island itself, and it means that there's this area which covers roughly like a quarter of the map around spawn, which means that nothing but mushrooms can actually spawn there, because it's actually the biome itself which controls it, which is pretty cool. I'll explain more of that in a second, but it's like playing on peaceful mode while you're in that area of the map, which means you can switch seamlessly between like peaceful and like easy by doing that. It's cool in my opinion, and it means if you don't like creepers blowing up your stuff, just build in this kind of area. And third of all, there is an above ground stronghold right next to the spawn. Very, very cool stuff. All in all, please do like the video if you do like it. It helps out the channel a lot and lets me know you do like it. And let's get straight into the seed, shall we? If you're wondering what the seed is, by the way, IBX Chest Cat 171. It's on screen right now, and if you want to copy that down, you can, but I just said it, and it's all lowercase in case you're wondering. Anyway, if you do type in that seed to your Xbox 60, PS3, or Xbox One, PS4 world with the classic world size, you will end up in this, kind of a mushroom island just over here. The very big one I just mentioned, and to give you a, an idea of just how big this island is, if you looked at it from this angle, it's like, it's already a big mushroom biome. Like, it's very tall, it's very wide, it's all that sort of stuff, but then it just goes round here. There's a little alcove even in here. There's a little thing down here, and it's just massive to go around. Like, it truly is a massive, gigantuan island. Very, very, very cool, and a definite great place to spawn in my opinion. And what's cooler, like I said, is the biome doesn't stop there. The biome actually stretches all the way from here to that island over there. And I've actually tested this, in other words, with the same thing, and no hostile mobs can spawn if you place stuff in between here and there. That's because it's the biome itself, which is, so a lot of people think, and I used to think this until a while ago, that actually it was the mycelium that stopped hostile mobs from spawning, because you'll never see a zombie spawn on this stuff. But actually what it is the mushroom biome stops any hostile mobs from spawning. And that's pretty cool, because, the benefit of that is it means that while you have, anything that's a mushroom biome will only spawn mushrooms, or if you don't have mycelium, it won't spawn anything. And that's so cool, because it means, like I said, it's like playing on peaceful, no creepers blow up your stuff, and it's a very cool thing, because there's this massive gap between this island and that island that's entirely mushroom. And in fact, most of the gap between that and that is also mushroom biome, except kind of a little gap in the middle here. I'll explain more about it in a little bit, but basically it means you have this massive heart-shaped area at the spawn, where no mobs can spawn, and that's just such an amazing thing to cover it first. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Big area, really cool thing. But you might start to question yourself, like, Toycat, I haven't seen a tree near spawn. How am I going to do all that sort of stuff? Don't worry, I am not going to give you a seed that doesn't have all that stuff covered, because there are two major sources of trees in this map, and they're not the trees you would expect, because there is not a single oak tree to be found in this world. If you want to get oak trees and stuff, you're going to have to go to abandoned mine shafts, and there's not a birch tree to be found either. But what there is to be found is pretty cool in my opinion, because there's this massive spruce island to the north. If you want to get some wood, you do need to come here first, and then you can make a boat back to your islands, which I think is kind of a cool way to do things. And yeah, like I mentioned, this is one of the only two sources of wood, actual like trees themselves. The other one is a jungle one, and I'll get back over that later. But there's actually three separate islands that aren't mushroom. You'll notice there's the three mushroom islands in the center. Then there's three other islands, or at least three other major islands around the edges here. And what's really cool about these three islands is not only are they far and out of the way, so you don't have to see them, but they actually all contain things you do need. So if you do need to get mobs on your island, because you don't want hostile mobs spawn there, but you do want stuff like chickens on there, you can just go to this plains biome right here, which will spawn horses, it will spawn sheep, it will spawn cows. You just need to find a way of getting them through the ocean all the way back to your thing, but still, they will spawn. You can have horses on this world. A lot of mushroom island only worlds don't have this, and this is so crucial. So having this is really cool. But not only that, but this island also has access to an abandoned mine shaft. So if I can find the cave, here it is. It has one cave on the island, which I think is kind of cool enough by itself. And if you follow this cave for long enough, so follow these directions, go through the cave, take a left over here, or just follow the coordinates, I guess. Take a left over here, then follow forwards here. You have to break down this brick here. pass through here, take a, go down a layer, and you might think this is kind of crazy, but at the end of this, you will actually find an abandoned mine shaft. No digging required, except that one block, and you get yourself to an abandoned mine shaft. I think that's so cool, in my opinion, and like I mentioned, because this seed has no oak wood, you can actually get your oak wood here. If you want to use it for builds or whatever, that's kind of cool. There's also, you know, your opportunities to find yourselves your gold, your diamonds, or all that stuff, as well as whatever else you want to find in here, like cave spiders, cobwebs. Very, very cool place in general, and just a cool place to be. So I'm going to break my way out rather than show you the way out, because it's such a long way in and out. But yeah, let's show you what else is cool about this, because I did mention quite a few other cool things, and like I said, I really, really like everything I've seen so far. So next to this island, in fact, all around the edge of this world, because it is such a big ocean world, something I thought was really cool is the fact that around the edge, let's actually try and find a proper one. Around the edge here, if you see above the surface, you do need night vision to properly see it, but if you try and find one of these little alcoves, I'll try. Okay, here's one, for instance. These are amazing places to hide, because if you go inside here, so I'll just, if you look inside here, although you can see other people reasonably fine, especially if you have night vision potions, if you're crouched here, so they'll look at the map and they'll be like, there's someone down there. They'll assume you're underground, but you're actually in this corner of the map you shouldn't be in, because if you look, this is meant to be a solid wall all around the map, but for some reason, every now and then there's just a kind of dent around here, and I don't know if this is this map specific or like it's a current glitch, but it is just a really cool way you can hide in the alcove and just be hidden for a while. So if that's something you want to do, that's something you can do. Just show you what this looks like from the outside in case you're like, I'm not convinced that's actually a hiding place. So if they look on their map, they're like, okay, someone's there. They'll have to, look below water. They don't see anything. Even if they get really close here, they can't see there's someone in there until they actually look directly at you, which I think is a pretty cool way to hide yourself. So lots of hiding spots around the edges of the map. Let's just quickly actually splash ourselves. As well as that, because of there's so much ocean, if you can invest in some night vision potions, you find so many caves just like this one. This one leads to an abandoned mine shaft, which I think is pretty cool. And if you're willing to look for this stuff, you can find so much cool stuff below the surface of the ocean, including that stronghold I mentioned earlier. So let's actually go there, because I think that's so cool. Oh, also, one other benefit is clay is really limited on most seeds, because there's just so much of it in this seed, you will never have to worry about clay. Like, just look how much clay there's around the world. Just a big patch here, big patch here. It's just everywhere because it's the ocean. That's just a really nice benefit of this world. If you get night vision potions and you get respiration helmet, you can just go underneath the water and then collect all of this stuff. But yeah, so we're back to the spawn island now, this massive MOOSHROOM island, and let's show you that above ground stronghold, just in case you're curious. So just over here, at these corners just over here, literally, the spawn's just over there. You can actually see there is an above-ground stronghold. This is so cool to see. I don't know what it's doing here, why exactly this happened, but yeah, let's break our way in, which will require like a single pickaxe here, and then you're inside a stronghold. So this stronghold's not only cool because it's so high up, just below the surface, it's also cool because it has 3 off the IF enders put in there already. That's about as high as you can usually get, and it means you only have to do 9 IF enders plus break in from the surface, so you don't have to do any finding work, which I just think is such an easy, really cool thing to do. So yeah, only 9 IF enders needed and so little effort to get here. This is probably the easiest way to take on the end, in my opinion, if you're willing to discount the fact that you have to travel to get some wood. I think it's pretty cool. I might even do a race to the end on this map at some point. The rest of the stronghold is pretty cool. I've explored a little bit of it. There is a couple of chests to be found, although those tend to vary from console to console from what I can tell. So, just explore the place, find what you can find, and yeah, pretty cool place. So that is the above ground stronghold. This close to the spawn. You can literally get here in less than a minute. I just think that's such a crazy cool thing, and it's definitely worth pointing out. So besides that and all the other, just crazy clay patches you'll find all the other crazy clay patches you'll find around, there is also one other island around the edge of the map, like I mentioned, and it is a massive jungle island. So this is pretty cool because you can also find yourself some cows, some chickens, some sheep here, because it's a tiny bit closer. You can't find horses though. But the other cool thing about this is you can get some jungle wood. So this means you can have 2 types of trees in your world, which is better than 1, of course. Combine that with the oak wood, and you've got 3 of the 4 types of wood. On what is already just, kind of a coolly survivally type seed, you can get 4 types of wood, which I think is a lot better than most seeds usually do. And also, if you look around the rest of the place, there's so much sand, so much clay and stuff on offer. But one thing I think is really cool is if you use night vision potions and you look around, you can find so many like above ground, mob spawners, above ground, abandoned mine shafts, and above ground ravines and stuff, because they all just kind of poke out because of the way the oceans work. You don't really get to see it unless you look around like this, but it is a very cool thing to show. So let me just show you one of my favorite ones of these things, because in between these 3 islands, where I'd recommend you build if you want to, have this like kind of peaceful mode in easy mode or hard modes kind of thing. What you can actually do is if you look here, There is this massive hole in the ground, and this hole in the ground leads you all the way down to diamond layers. So, if let me just show you this one more time, because you might have spotted diamonds out of the corner of your eye. If you go to these corners just here and kind of swim down, because it's going to be tricky, because you might just drown, so make sure you, keep your eye out for oxygen pockets. You can find some, like, just over here, for instance. If you swim down this thing, these corners, one more time, you can actually find yourself some diamonds really easily, because for some reason, this cave is just full of diamonds. There's a patch over there. If I believe I got all the way down here, there's a patch down here somewhere. There are diamonds all over this place because it's just this massive cave which is just led to straight from the ocean. So, yeah, not only can you get a massive no mob spawning area, which, by the way, no mobs should spawn in this cave anywhere, because if you look around there are just no mobs, because it is a mushroom biome. So, mob-free mining, obviously this will cut off at some point because this is near the area where it cuts off, but still, mob-free mining is a very cool thing. Mob-free diamonds, mob-free iron, mob-free lapis, mob-free, I think I saw gold and redstone a second ago, mob-free all of the ores, and that's something I think is cool, and I imagine a lot of people would agree with me. So, I hope you did enjoy the video. If you did like it, please do like the video and let me know. It helps out the channel a lot and lets me know you do like it. Otherwise, you can share it, and that's a really good way of getting the video out there. And also, you can subscribe if you're new around here. I do videos like this every single day on my channel, and if you subscribe, you'll see them daily on your homepage. On top of that, I also do Seed Sunday every week, as you can probably guess from the fact that it's called Seed Sunday. And yeah, I think I've said everything, so I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching, and I'm going to go eat some spaghetti, I reckon. Yeah, I'm going to go eat some spaghetti. So, thank you for watching, and goodbye.